Hi, welcome to Body Reconnect, where I help you decipher the signs and signals your body sends you in order to course correct so that you can live your best, healthiest life. I'm your host, Michelle Dominique. So, this is one of those make it make sense segments when I ask questions that just or tell you about things that I've experienced that just don't make sense. Make it make sense. So I was thinking about a client that I worked on a little while back, and he came in. He was a senior gentleman. He had to be at the at least mid 70s, probably somewhere in the 80s. And he came in and he said, the doctor said at the time I saw him, he said, the doctor sent me in and he said, what I need is a really good deep tissue. I need a really good deep tissue massage. That's what I really need. I really need to loosen my muscles up. I need a really good deep tissue. I'm looking at this gentleman, right? I told you he was 75 at least, if not 85, maybe 82. But nonetheless, I have senior clients. I have regular senior clients who I see all the time who can manage good pressure if they need it. But this gentleman just didn't fit the bill. He didn't fit the bill of somebody that would be a good candidate for deep tissue, especially without any good reason other than he needed to loosen up his muscles. So I began to work on him because he is just reiterating it. Deep tissue. Doctor said, got to have deep tissue. I'm applying moderate pressure, and he is ooching, and that's too much. That's too much pressure. That's too much pressure. So I lighten up, and he says, well, is this going to be deep enough? Because the doctor says I need it to do deep. So once again, we repeat it. I apply more pressure, not deep, just more, and he cannot handle it and ask me to lighten up. But then at the same time, he's frustrated that I'm not doing deep tissue because the doctor says he needs deep tissue. That's one of those, make it make sense. Make it make sense to me. You are in partnership with your healthcare provider or providers. I don't care how many you have. I don't care what their title is. I don't care, all of the accolades. You should be in partnership with your healthcare provider because you are the only person who is with you 24 hours a day. That's why I start this off by saying, helping you understand the signs and signals your body's sending you. At best, even if you are great friends with your doctor, as I happen to be with most of my medical providers because we work, we exchange clients or we refer clients. So I'm fortunate that most of the people I work with, I actually know. So when I go in, what we do is an exchange. I tell them what I'm experiencing, what I've noticed, maybe something that was similar, and then they ask questions and based on their knowledge, tell me what they think it might be, and we kind of put it together and see if that's a thing, and then we decide on the course. They set the course and I decide whether or not that's going to work with me. If your visit to your healthcare provider doesn't look like that, where it's an exchange, not just they're asking questions and you're like, yeah, well, no, I go over, I got a food journal, I got a time journal, when I'm feeling this particular way, what's going on, I have a history. If they don't want to know all of that, then they're not the healthcare provider for me. Because I don't just need you to treat on a symptom, and I don't need you to put me on the chart. I need you to understand what's been going on with my body and the things that I've noticed that can, maybe be a sign as to why this is happening. So back to the story about the gentleman that I had earlier. I said, sir, you can't take deep tissue. I've tried this 3 times and it's not working. So don't get upset with me. This is not what you can do. But he just kept going back to what the doctor said. And I see so much of that when I'm working with new clients. And the first thing they want to do is come in and rehearse every ailment. I mean, some of you guys can go to medical school with the way you enunciate these conditions and also medications, and I'm thinking of one client in particular, and I love her so much. I first started working with her when she was right at the beginning of her breast cancer journey. And she comes, she was referred to me, and so we're doing a session. We're doing a consultation, and she starts reciting off stuff and the Hapalaginga scale of, medications. And I said, wait a minute. I don't really care about any of that. I'm working with your body. So I need you to tell me more about how your body is feeling, how you're responding, that kind of thing. Because all of that's one, out of my realm, and two, I work directly with your body. Know your body. Listen to your body. Your body speaks to you every single day. Before you start bringing in outside sources, outside help, not saying that you shouldn't. This is not a don't take medication. That's not helpful, especially when there's a reason that you should be taking it. But what I'm encouraging you to do is to track. Pay attention. You have a calendar on your phone. If you're feeling a certain way, you start noticing symptoms, pull out your calendar on your phone. Go to the exact time of day. Put what you're feeling. Put things like if it's raining that day, what the weather condition is like. Check to see if allergens are in the air. What have you eaten? Put that in there. When was the last time you ate? Put that. All of these things can be so helpful. It can take you from, symptom level 1 to 3 when they're trying to map out a treatment for you, because you can articulate what's going on with your body. I always tell people the worst thing you could do, the absolute worst thing you could do, is to go into a doctor's office and say, "What's wrong with me?" Don't ever do that. You are possibly opening yourself up for experimentation and likely disaster, especially if this is the first time you've ever met that provider. They have no prior experience with you at all, and you can't give them any information. You're asking them, "What's wrong with me?" Learn to be a partner with your doctor. Learn to have an exchange. You don't have to challenge them. You don't have to try to debate or dispute them, because they have the knowledge of the biology or whatever, but the knowledge of your body is just as important. So know your body. Know your body. Know your sign. Track. Pay attention to what's going on so that you can be a partnership and not just have someone tell you what you should do, even when it doesn't work. And you think, like the gentleman I worked on had to keep going that route, even though deep tissue was obviously not working for him. So once again, I want to encourage you. Call, reach out, DM for your free consultation, your free wellness consultation. I'll be happy to go into detail, go a little further with you on anything that I discussed today. Remember, I am excited and would consider it a privilege to help you live your best, healthiest life. Reach out to me today and be sure to like and share this video. Until next time, this has been Michelle Dominique.